What's going on, everybody? Afflicted Gamer here. Welcome back to another Division 2 video. So builds and build diversity in the Division 2 is not quite what it was in the Division 1. In the Division 1, you could be a DPS machine, you could be a bullet sponge if you wanted to, and soak up as much damage as you pleased. You could blow up the entire mission, whatever one you chose to go into, with all of your skills, because you could make insane skill builds. You could take on the support role with gear sets like Reclaimer, and just all around be there for your team. In the Division 2, we're kind of lacking a lot of those things. We do have the damage. We really can't soak up as much because our armor breaks quite easily unless you have, 250k or above. And skill builds until title update number 5 really weren't relevant, but they are now, and they are much more useful than ever. There is a gear set in the game that I really didn't pay any attention to, for the sheer fact that, one, you do have to get the blueprints from the raid. You do not have to actually complete the full raid, but you would have to run it a few times until you do get all of the blueprints, and you also do get the crafting materials. And also at other times, you can even get the drops as well of the pieces that you want or need. You might even luck out and get the perfect piece to drop for you. But because of those reasons, I really honestly didn't pay too much attention until lately. As I have met even more people that are, yes, still playing the game, because everybody always asks, "Do you still play the game?" Yes, I do, all the time. Somebody asked me if I had a tip of the spear build, and I just kind of threw it together. I had 6 pieces, nothing min-maxed, and I put it on. We went into the raid, and the support it gave my team, the damage buffs that it gave the team, were incredible. We ran that raid with such ease, and it's not just because of this. The team was amazing. Shout out to all of you guys: Glitch, Voodoo, Chrome, Gem, Napalm, everybody. You guys all know who you are. And honestly, the idea kind of stemmed from them asking me if I had the build. So I threw on 6 pieces of Tip of the Spear. Now, I've had a chance to optimize it a little bit better from the time that we ran it, and I'm actually going to show you how useful it is in a moment. I'll show you part of the Razorback fight and just how much damage gets done once I hit pulse. I had roughly half of the skill power that I do now. Yes, this build still has room for improvement, but crafting materials take forever to acquire, even though I run the solar farm all the time. And same thing is, you need the crafting materials from the raid. Bonus is that you can run Discovery, and you can get some crafting materials that way, and Discovery is 10 times easier than normal. So, what I have put together so far is this. First up, we'll go over the set bonuses for those of you that may not know. 2 pieces of Tip of the Spear give you plus 20% pulse skill power. 3 pieces give you plus 40% skill haste. 4 pieces gives you plus 20% protection from elites, which is very helpful because, as you can see, I only have 218k armor. 5 pieces, crossbow bolts are equipped with proximity detonators. On impact, bolts trigger a 9-meter pulse. And then the final piece, and yes, this does require you to run the survivalist specialization, we have aggressive recon. When killing an enemy, trigger a small pulse from their location. Party/raid members deal 20% extra damage to pulsed targets. This gear set, if you pair it up with other damage builds like aces and eights, this does wonders for you and your team. So on my mask, I only have 346 skill power and 2.5% crit hit chance. I'm changing the crit hit chance with this mask down here, which is the 39% damage to elites, because I simply cannot get a better damage to elites mask to drop, or a mask that actually has higher skill power than this, because yes, my RNG is terrible. So when I have enough materials, I'm going to reroll that 39% onto here. Moving down to the chest piece. because I do want to survive somewhat. 837 skill power, which I know you can get over 1,000. I've never seen one in all of my hours of playing the Division 2. Not one. So, unfortunately, this is what I'm stuck with. Over 23,000 health and over 18,000 armor. Offensive mod, I have one that has assault rifle crit hit damage, crit range, and weapon damage. I will change that once I get a better assault rifle mod, but for now, that's what it is. Utility, yet again, because I wasn't planning on making a skill build for the longest time and RNG sucks, this is what I have. 67 skill power, 3.5% extra outgoing healing, along with plus 256 pulse skill power. So again, like I said, room for improvement is everywhere, but you will get the base idea of what I've done. Moving down to the holster, this one I am debating on whether to keep or change, but I've got 724 skill power and 22% skill haste. Now I can swap it up and have a bit of extra damage if I want to. I've got one with crit chance, or a little bit more survivability with health and some extra skill haste. So I'm just swapping between the three so far. I'm going to stay with this one here. The mod that I have in it, sorry, real quick, is 3% assault rifle damage, 1% damage to health, and 2% weapon damage. Over onto the knee pads, 440 skill power. Honestly, I've crafted so many of these that I can't craft anymore, and including my drops in the open world, that's the highest skill power I've ever gotten on knee pads. I'm sure somebody will leave a comment that they've gotten something twice as much as that. Unfortunately for me, that's what I have. Mod 101 skill power and again 169 pulse skill power. Moving on up to the gloves. We have 359 skill power and 5% LMG damage. As you can see, I've crafted up a bunch of these and I've dismantled a bunch of these. The only other one that gave me something with 10% was SMGs, which I'm not currently running. So I'm kind of stuck with this at the moment, but overall it does get the job done. Finally, we have the backpack, which has 386 skill power, 5.5% crit chance, and 22,000 armor. Excuse me, I can't get higher skill power for now, so this will have to make do. And for the mod, 101 skill power along with 279 hive skill power. The reason for that is when I go into the raid, I will put on the revive hive, so that will be there. And again, waiting for some better mods to drop. Weapon of choice. Now, I will suggest the custom P416G3. Normally, I would be running my Eagle Bearer, but in terms of a skill build, this is actually a little bit more helpful than that, due to the fact that the talents, they really help out quite a bit. Perpetuation, kills grant plus 5% skill duration, ammo, and charges to the next skill used. Max stack is 10. Distance and then rooted. While equipped and in cover, all skill damage and healing is increased by 25% for 10 seconds. Buff is lost when exiting cover, can occur once every 60 seconds. So no matter what skill I use, those talents will help me out. On to my M249B, we've got Unhinged, Allegro, and Recharge. I didn't roll anything. Unhinged, I barely noticed the weapon handling difference at all. Allegro, I think, is great, and Recharged, while equipped, skills deployed at full armor have plus 25% duration, charges, and ammo. So, yet again, quite helpful. My mods, I've got the EXP-S3 hollow sight with 8% damage to elites, the large pouch, extra accuracy on my grip, and muzzle brake, we've got damage to elites, just in case you're curious about the mods. Same thing with the custom P416, exact same setup, I've got the extra 20 rounds. Laser pointer, I just decided to throw that on there, but you can change that if you wish. Down to the sidearm, the X45. I do have preservation on, which I will reroll, but the point of having this is in rhythm. While equipped, enemy kills have a 5% chance to refresh. Active skill cooldowns can occur once every 60 seconds. So, there you have it. There is the actual setup of my tip of the spear build. Like I said, a work in progress, a few things to be changed, but in terms of the weapons and talents I have, no matter what I choose to run for a skill build or what skills I end up using, even though this is designed for pulsing enemies to give your team a buff, and especially when you kill an enemy, it gives that pulse in that surrounding area where the enemy died. This is all quite helpful, but the talents will be useful no matter what skill build you use or whatever skills you prefer to swap out versus pulse. So anyways, now let's go ahead and jump into some raid gameplay and we can discuss the build a little bit further. Okay, so here we are at the halfway point in fighting Razorback. Now I know there's a little bit of a difference in audio because I am doing a voiceover, and I really wish that I could have left the original audio in where you could hear myself and my teammates communicating, because they were saying what kind of damage numbers they were outputting after I would pulse, and it was pretty awesome. They were pretty shocked at times that they were hitting as hard as they could, and you know, just realizing how beneficial it is to run Tip of the Spear and what it can do for you and your team. Some of us were quite shocked, including myself. I really didn't think it was as helpful as it is. So, but anyways, the other thing that I did actually fail to mention earlier was the mods that I actually have on my pulse. At this point here in the video, I do have a 101% skill haste mod equipped and a 43% radius or duration. One of the two were equipped. I don't think radius was an issue because I pretty much covered the entire area here of the Razorback fight. So whenever I pulsed, no matter where any of my teammates were, they did receive the benefit from it. So if they killed an NPC and there were any other NPCs around the dead body, then the pulse would hit them, and we were able to do quite a bit of damage. As you can see, even right there, I made a mistake. I ran to the front of the Razorback first. By the time I got to the back, they already had the quarter of damage done that quickly. You know, so yeah, this was a gear set that I slept on and honestly did not give enough credit to. I know a lot of people miss playing the support role, like I said, with Reclaimer and things of that's nature from the Division 1. I honestly believe that Tip of the Spear is one of the gear sets, at least for now, in the Division 2 that are one of the best ways to support your team. You know, to not be in the front lines. You can do the same thing with aces and eights. You can absolutely support your team, especially when the cards flip, the damage buffs, the extra ammo, things of that nature. But for those of you that don't want to be on the front lines and you want to kind of be able to sit back, still kill some enemies, but overall boost your team up, I think that this is a great gear set to do that. So if you've completed the raid and you do have 6 pieces but you haven't given Tip of the Spear a try yet, I recommend that you absolutely do. Give it a go. Put 6 pieces on, run with a group of friends and see how you like it, or even just run a mission solo and see what you think of it, because honestly I haven't had this much fun with the skill build in the Division 2 yet. Now I've got a few other things that I am working on in terms of skill builds that are not just with Tip of the Spear, but I must say, using Pulse again, running a skill build again and not just a straight up damage build, and even in the raid too, it was so refreshing. It was a lot of fun and it was just really nice overall. So yeah, I recommend you guys give it a try if you can. But other than that, that is it for me, guys. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new for more Division 2 content. Don't forget that you can follow me over on Twitter at AfflictedGamer. Also, you can join the Discord server if you wish as well to stay in touch with more people that are still playing the game on a regular basis. I will leave a link for that in the description as well. And if you do have Tip of the Spear, let me know what you think of it down in the comments section. Do you run it? Do you not care for it? Let me know all that good stuff, no matter what. Anyways, guys, until next time, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you very soon in the next video or in the next live stream.